In my 35 years of financial coaching, I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've come across someone who truly could not save money. Instead, what I've seen is a lack of clarity, a lack of money management systems, which has made saving money feel impossible. So today I'm going to take you through a very simple strategy that will help you take control of your money, even if you feel like there's never anything left to save at the end of each month. In this video, I'm going to break down your spending into 3 categories: vital, necessary, and lifestyle, so that you can identify exactly where your money's going, so that you can identify exactly where the leaks are, so that you can reclaim much of those leaks as true savings. Imagine the confidence that comes from seeing your savings grow month after month, of being able to pay down debt and to be able to consistently save towards big life goals that are important to you and your family. One of the biggest traps we can fall into is believing the lie that I can't save money. This lie will just keep you stuck in cycles of overspending, debt, and reliance on the banks, and rob you of your financial future. Now, if after watching this video you would like to learn more about how you can take control of your finances and save more money, can I encourage you to check out the link to our Money Boss Academy in the description below. So let's get stuck into today's video. If you think you can't save money, then do this. Let's start with a summary. Firstly, we're going to look at getting clarity first, knowing what your expenses really are. Then we're going to break those expenses down into vital, necessary, and lifestyle. From there, we're going to reassess once we can clearly see exactly where our money's going. Are we happy with where our money's going? Is it aligned with our values, goals, and priorities? And if not, what are we going to do about it? Because the reality is, once we can see the facts, once we can see where money's really going, we are in a position of power to do something about it. Once we've been through these 3 points, we'll have a quick summary and then go through some action steps that you can take today. Okay, so let's have a look at the first step in the process, and that is to get clarity. And by clarity, I mean, where is all your money going? What are all of your expenses? Now, I totally understand that this can be a little bit scary because we really don't want to know a lot of the time. We're scared about what we will find. But I promise you, having done this with thousands of people, that when you get to the other side of this process, you will have a sense of power, a sense of freedom, because now you know exactly where your money's going. You can do something about it. So what I would encourage you to do is take the time to identify what are all my expenses. Now, typically, I use budget worksheets with all my clients to help them work out what are my expenses and how much of those expenses. This here is the summary page. You can see we've got an example here. The clients, they earn $13,000 between them. We can see what they allocate to all their expenses here on a monthly basis. And down the bottom here, and it's a bit cut off, but you can see their expenses at the moment are $14,419. Their income's $13,000. So you can see we're actually overspending right now. But the first step, and this is quite normal, most of the people that I work with will come to me with some kind of overspend initially. But what we've got to do is let's just get it all down on paper so that we can start to make some wise decisions. Now, these are the budget worksheets that I use with all of my clients. So you can see this is a snapshot of what I just showed you. Behind that is a comprehensive list of expenses. So this ensures that we don't miss anything. By having a prompt list, it ensures that we're less likely to miss things. So you can see we've got everyday spending, we've got utilities, communications, car jar, grooming jar, gifts jar, health jar, all the way down here to holidays, pets, entertainment, household, loans jars, investments, and so on. And the goal with this is to be able to quite clearly see exactly what you earn per month and exactly what you need to allocate to all your expenses per month. So all the expenses in the spreadsheet are worked out across the course of a year, divided down into a monthly figure so we can compare apples with apples. Here's my monthly income and here's what I need to allocate to all my expenses on a monthly basis. Taking the time to do this thoroughly is going to give you complete clarity. Most people, when I meet with them, they'll say, oh, well, I know what my expenses are. And they'll start to rattle off, well, what are the bills? What do I spend on insurances, what I spend on my utilities, what is my loans or my debt repayments. And they'll be able to tell me what those are, but they won't be able to tell me, well, what do you spend on grooming? So clothes, cosmetics, haircut, shoes. What do you spend on gifts? What do you spend on health? What do you spend on gifts? They can't tell me those things. So if we're going to find the savings, we first need to know, well, what actually are all of your expenses? Okay, and the second step in this process is to go through each of our expenses and identify every expense as either a vital expense, a necessary expense, or a lifestyle expense. So if you can see the spreadsheet here, we've got a drop down on the right hand side that will allow us to go through each of the expenses and identify which would it really fall under. Now, of course, different people would prioritize their expenses in different ways. But here are some broad categories to help you think about this. Firstly, vital is things like basic food, shelter, basic clothing, and health. Necessary is things like transport, basic communication, household maintenance, insurance, and loan repayments. And then lifestyle fits pretty much everything else. So it is important that you go through and do this with every single expense. This is the second step in the process. This is going to help you really start to think about, okay, is my inability to save actually self-inflicted because I'm starting to call some of my lifestyle expenses necessities? Now, once you've been through the process of categorizing your expenses as either vital, necessary, or lifestyle, we need to move to the next step, which is reassessing your spending. Because I think it can be a real eye-opener when we realize just how much of our spending is actually going on lifestyle spending. We tell ourselves we can't save money, but then there's loads of money, hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars leaking through our money in lifestyle expenses. Now, there's nothing wrong with lifestyle expenses, but when it prevents us from saving money, or when it comes at the cost of us saving money, it becomes a problem. So what we want to do is rethink, reimagine your spending. Firstly, thinking, well, okay, I would like to have 10% in savings first, to make that a priority. Second, 35 to 45% of your typical family's expenses goes in vital expenses, and 25 to 35% goes in necessary expenses. And then the last category, of course, being ideally 20 to 25% is there for lifestyle spending. But of course, that is the category, the lifestyle category is the category where we need to find the savings. If I show you this spreadsheet again here, what we've got with the spreadsheet is we can see we've identified all the expenses as either necessary, vital, necessary, or lifestyle. And this top box gives us a representation of that. Right now, we're $298 in the hole, in that we're spending $298 per month more than we're earning. Our vital expenses are about $5,423, which makes up almost 41% of our income. Our necessary expenses are $3,800, which is about 29%. And then you can see there we've got $4,000 or 30% going on lifestyle expenses. What we want to do here is actually rethink this and go, okay, I want to have savings. I'm going to make savings the priority. So I put my $1,300 up there, which is 10% of the $13,000 income I've got. Then on my vital expenses, I leave those as is. I leave my necessary expenses as is, and I trim my lifestyle expenses. So you can see my lifestyle expenses have been trimmed by about $1,500, $1,600, so that I ensure that I have got savings. Now, of course, it might be that you can trim back some of your lifestyle expenses, so your necessary expenses. It might be that you can trim back some of your vital expenses. But going through this process is going to help you prioritize your spending so that it can ensure that there is some savings left over. Now, I'll often have people say to me, well, Phil, I don't earn $13,000. I went through this process just last week with a client who earns $4,000 a month. Okay, $4,000, that's a total household income, and we were able to find savings. So it really just comes down to recognizing when we say we can't save, what we're actually doing is we're prioritizing the lifestyle spending over our savings capacity. So what you need to do in this instance, or what we need to do in this instance, is to come back and go, okay, well, where is that $1,500 coming from? Which of my lifestyle expenses am I going to remove from the equation so that I am certain that I have that $1,300 or that 10% savings every single month. Now, the whole point to going through this exercise, and I genuinely hope that you go through it, is to help you identify that you probably have more control and capacity to save than you think you do. Most people do. As I said at the very beginning of this video, over 35 years of financial coaching, I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've met people who truly could not save more money. For the rest, it all comes down to prioritizing savings over lifestyle. Now, I don't want you to give up the fun things in life and live a very boring, dull life. But the reality is most of us are making this choice. We're making the choice to spend on lifestyle rather than to save. And I hope this will help you open your eyes to where those potential savings are. Now, if this video has been helpful so far, can I ask you to click the like button, because that helps this content reach more people. And don't forget to subscribe, as every week I release more videos with no fluff practical money strategies that will help you and your family thrive financially. So let's finish off with a very quick summary. Firstly, know what all your expenses are. Take the time to work out what your expenses are. I know this can be a little bit scary, but I promise you that it will be so worthwhile. And on the other side of that, you will know exactly what you need to do to take control of your finances. Secondly, what you need to do is categorize each expense either as vital, necessary, or lifestyle. Once we've done it, we're going to be able to see how much of our money is really going in lifestyle expenses, and then we can reassess. Put 10% aside first for savings, then work out how am I going to make the vital, necessary, and lifestyle expenses fit within what's left. And that probably means you're going to have to trim your lifestyle, but at least you know how much you're going to have to trim your lifestyle by, and you can make some objective decisions regarding what's got to go. And lastly, please understand you have more control, you have more capacity to save than you think you do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this has helped you reimagine the way that you're spending your money. I hope this has opened your eyes to just how much money is going in lifestyle, just how much money is potentially leaking through your fingers, just how much money can be reclaimed as savings if you just reassess your spending. Now, if you would like some help to take control of your finances, if you'd like to have some money management systems that will help you consistently save more money, then can I encourage you to check out the link to my Money Boss Academy in the description below. Over the years, we have helped literally thousands of people take control of their finances, get out of debt, consistently save more money, and create financial futures they absolutely love for themselves and their families. So check out the link. And don't forget, it's the little habits and strategies that you implement today that can literally make $1 million difference to your future. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.